In the last 3 days of training, you learned how to retrieve, send, and handle data. In this video, you will learn about the formatter classes that you can use to format this data for display. Here is the company vehicle request form application before I apply any formatters. When I click on one of the date chooser components, the date in the alert dialog is formatted with the day and month abbreviated strings. I want to change the format so that it displays all numbers like this. I will also show you how to apply a phone formatter. Before I apply the formatter, I can type letters into the phone field, and when I type in the 10 digits for a US phone number, nothing happens to fix the display. After I apply the formatter, it will no longer accept text entries. When I clicked out of the text field to trigger the formatter, the text string is deleted. When I type in the 10 digits to create the US phone number again, and then click away, the number is formatted appropriately. The formatter classes are used to format data into strings. You will generally want to trigger a formatter just before you display the data. All formatter classes are subclasses of the mx.formatters.formatter class and include the classes listed here. While the formatter classes do affect the visual display of data, they are not actual visual objects themselves. Therefore, in order to create an instance of a formatter class, you must place it in the declarations code block where all non-visual elements are added. When you are ready to use the formatter, you will call its format method. All formatter subclasses have a format method. Each formatter subclass has specific properties to customize the string presentation. Here is the currency formatter class, which formats a valid number as a currency value. You can adjust the decimal formatting, precision, rounding, and more. You can also place a currency symbol, which is a $sign by default, on the left or right side of the number using the align symbol property. This currency formatter instance displays a $sign, but aligns it to the right of the dollar amount. The date formatter class has fewer properties. The format string property defines a pattern string or mask for how the date will be formatted. I will discuss this further in a minute. This is the starter file for the example. Remember that all the UI elements in the application are created in the vehicle request form custom component, which is the view in our MVC implementation. The form includes the label control for the header and some form components, including these two date chooser controls. They are named pickup date and return date respectively. At the beginning of day 2, you registered a change event on both of the controls that calls this date change handler function when the user selects a date from the calendar. The date is referenced and displayed through the event object here, event.target.selectedDate. Next, I will create a date formatter and apply it to that display. So inside the declarations block, I'm deleting the comment, and then I'm creating a date formatter instance with an ID property of request date formatter. All formatters contain pattern strings specific to the data displayed. This help information shows the pattern strings that you can use to determine the appropriate formatting for the date formatter class. You can create a pattern for the date display by using the specific uppercase, letters listed here. For instance, YYYY will format the year as a 4-digit number. A capital M will produce the month as a number without a preceding 0. A DD will produce the day of the month with a preceding 0. You specify the pattern string in the format string property of the instance. I am adding the format string property to the date formatter instance with a value of mm-dd-yyyy. To apply the formatter to the date, I am locating the date change handler function again, and then wrapping the event.target.selectedDate string value with the request date formatter instances dot format method. I am saving the file and running the application. You can see that the date is now formatted as expected when I click on the date in the calendar. Now I will add a formatter for this mobile phone number field. Here's the help information for formatting phone numbers with the Phone Formatter class. You can see that you use the # as a designator for the numbers and then add other characters like the parentheses and the dash to the format pattern. I will implement this formatter with the parentheses. I will also add a dash right here. In the declarations block, I am adding a phone formatter instance with an ID property value of phone field formatter and a format string set to parentheses pound 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 dash pound 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 pound. I want to trigger this formatter after the user has typed the number in the mobile phone field and then has clicked outside of it or removed focus from it. I am adding a focus out event to the mobile phone text input control, and I am using Flash Builder to generate the handler. In the handler, I'm going to replace the mobile phone.text property value with the phone field formatter.format string. Specifically, I will format the mobile phone.text value and then apply it back to itself. I am saving the file and running the application. When I type the 10 digits for the US phone number and then click outside the text field, you can see that the formatter is properly applied. You can use what you've learned here to apply a formatter to the office phone field. For your next step, work through the exercise titled Using Formatters.